Uh-huh. That's right. Huh. 10 toes down, was stuck in that paper. Riding real clean, my stunting on haters. She said come through, I'm like, yeah, later. Y'all know what it is when the players say later. Like, on my grind, got no time for hoes. Like, on my school, let nothing get close. Like, can't stop fighting till they let go. Like, one door closed, I'll kick for more. I understand, a lot of people out here won't get me. Yet here I be playing, on the spot where the whole world can hit me. Welcome to another episode of Musically Zone Talks Boxing. This episode comes to you by way of H.W. Wicks Handcrafted Candles. Their motto is relax and enjoy. We also making noise and keeping it live because we coming to you from the Block Fam, which started on Marlowe's Corner. So we're going to always keep pushing that. And also by the Track Titans, who provides us with our music at the beginning, throughout, and at the end of our videos. If you into music, you sing, or you got some lyrics, reach out to us and we'll connect you to the Track Titans. Now, as always, let's get to the show. Uh-huh. That's right. Huh. 10 toes down, was stuck in that paper. Riding real clean, my stunting on haters. She said come through, I'm like, yeah, later. Y'all know what it is when the players say later. Like, on my grind, got no time for hoes. Like, on my school, let nothing get close. Like, can't stop fighting till they let go. Like, one door closed, I'll kick for more. I understand, a lot of people out here won't get me. Yet here I be playing, on the spot where the whole world can hit me. Please understand, everything I lay down gon' be tight. I can turn that left into a right, make a dike turn into a plumber chasing that pipe. It'll make a mumble over words I say. Got them stumbling over the words they write. Even though they claim to be using a third eye, soon you'll see they have no sight. Running over these tracks like Saquon Barkley, throwing it deep like Jalen Hurts. They say that the MZ can't touch down, so tell me why they raising they skirt. Like, one door closed, I'll kick for more. Like, on my school, let nothing get close. Like, can't stop fighting till they let go. Like, on my grind, got no time for hoes. Lights, cameras, action, making money, got haters reacting. Or you thinking that you gotta lick, better think about it before you be in the casket. That could be drastic, now they be asking, who the hell done sent the assassin? It's a lot of crying and screaming and crying, cause killers got blasted, that was their passion. I ain't never been the one to come hate on, even though they was the ones to come hate on. Now they gotta wait around to see what it is that I will be raised. And all of that talking they doing don't move me. Better believe this here ain't a movie. Better be hoping your people are praying when I come through, I don't pursue that. Y'all know what it is. If you're born, y'all.
You can't get like me, yo man. Ain't shit like me. Pack strong, hit like me. You broke, can't sit by me. Gang, gang, beside me. We ride till we D.I.E. Bang, bang. Don't try me, that fire always be by me. You can't get like me, yo man. Ain't shit like me. Pack strong, hit like me. You broke, can't sit by me. Gang, gang, beside me. We ride till we D.I.E. I'm gassed up. Ignite me, my cash up. Too lit, I be up. I'm a type of nigga that says shit straight. I never did hate, that's a bitch nigga trait. By any means, baby, I'ma get to the cake. I been a real nigga, so it ain't for debate. Beefing with me, get you hit with a stake. She left you for me, saying you the mistake. I can't be replaced. No. Saving what hoes? Do you see me with a cape? I hustle from sun up to sundown. If a hater run up, he get walked down. We be up in that stick on who talk down. Reaching for my shit, 5-5. I be putting in work, I don't clock out. Talking dirty, you niggas get mouthed out. Shout it like how I kick it like Kung Lao. Cause these niggas be chicken, compound. I ain't wanna do it, but have to. I'm the shit bitch like I live in the bathroom. Pull up, eat it, and dip, she fast food. Girl, let me show you what this cash do. I'm going nuts like the cashews. My name in they mouth with a bad move. Not a brokey, I go with a cash move. I'ma set this shit off if I have to. Hey. Niggas ain't built like me, bionicles, but you self-made. It's ironic though, you original but you be copying. I'm by my coins, I got that sonic flow. Bruce Lee, Roy, bitch, I got the glow. Probably run a ticket up at Papa Do's. Call me Young Atomic cause I'm about to blow, nigga. Pause, no homo, no homo. You can't get like me, yo man, ain't shit like me. Pack strong, hit like me, you broke, can't sit by me. Gang, gang, beside me, we ride till we D.I.E. Bang, bang, don't try me, that fire always be by me. You can't get like me, yo man, ain't shit like me. Pack strong, hit like me, you broke, can't sit by me. Gang, gang, beside me, we ride till we D.I.E. I'm gassed up, ignite me, my cash up, too lit, I be up. You can't get like me.
Well,
Pack strong, hit like me.
say
We
it again.
ride till we D.I.E.
What?
My cash up too lit, I be up.
Hey, y'all know what time it is. It's time for us to kick back and get to talking about what happened this weekend. Yeah, damn. What can I say? First of all, I did bad on my Champ Ross picks. I think I got something like 70 points. What the? Oh, let me tell you how hot I was. Hotter than fish grease, I tell you. Man, Jamel Charlo made his return. And Caleb Plant was making a defense of his belt, his intern. And, well, y'all saw it. Egg, in the high. He said, here I'm is. I feel you, bro. I'm just, first of all, let me let y'all know, I told y'all that we was going to check out Clarissa Shields' movie. And the Kane came through last week and let us know that it was a good look. So, of course, I backdoored, went on and pulled it up, sat back and chilled and watched it. And actually, I have to say they did a good job with the storyline like she said they would, and the boxing was on point. It looked good. The young lady that played the part of Clarissa played that part well. I think she embodied the role and embodied the essence of Clarissa Shields as far as we know her. Finding out that she was the reason that the women in the Olympics get more money. Getting to see the movie open the doors and let you see more of this young lady other than the brash part of her talking about fighting men and, just doing her talking stuff, which that's just her. And I have a very big respect for her and how she's climbed to stardom. Now, I don't care if you don't think she's a big star. A lot of people don't think she's a big star, but seeing where she's come from, what she's accomplished, that's a star. And I'm just proud of her. I'm proud of the sister, man. And if you get a chance to watch it. She got the guy, I can't remember the brother's name. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm bad with that. But she got the guy that played in the Eternals, the brother that played in the Eternals of the Marvels movie. And he also played in the Godzilla King Kong movie. He got he played in 2 of those movies. So, she shared, she got some star power in the movie. I appreciated that. But like I said, overall, the whole movie was excellent, in my opinion. It was a good look. If you collect movies for your movie library, I would suggest that you add that to it. You add that to it because it's a good look. Sheesh. Let's get on down to it. Charlo came out there against Cornflake. That boy Cornflake had some heart. I give him that. He had some heart, but his boxing skills, I'm trying to figure out how he got the wins that he got. How he lined them up. He must have been, I don't know. I'm not trying to diminish Charlo's win because that was a good look for him after a year and a half or more out of the ring. He came in there. He looked strong. He fought at a nice pace, not too fast, not too slow. just enough for him to be able to get the gauge and the feeling back. I suspect that jab, he got to working that jab and getting behind the jab, and everything was looking real good. I thought he was a little slow in in some aspects of the game, but I'm sure he shook that off. Old Cornflake tried to be lively, landed a couple of shots, but Charlo showed that he still got his whiskers. And he just systematically and stayed on the point and walked old Cornflake down and put him out of there. I thought, actually, in my opinion, I thought they were gonna go the full distance. I thought Charlo was gonna get the full fight under his belt, get some rounds in, as they like to say. I thought Cornflake probably was gonna put out a little better than what he did, but hey, Charlo stopped him like he was supposed to. That's what he did. He went out there and he did his job. He looked good. I can't say he looked bad at all. I have no qualms with his with his performance. Have none at all. Dude did his thing. Now, because there's not a lot to say about him winning, except who will he be facing next? And I heard him saying, it's coming out already. Talking about he want to fight Canelo. That I don't know how many bells that ring or how many people want to cheer on that or anything like that. But he can't say what he want to say and this and that. Plant, he said no need to really wait for Plant now. Saying that Plant lost his belt. Renendez went out there and handled his business. The fight against what's the big boy's name? 154 that was giving him. He said, I felt like Charlo's body looked soft. Eric R said he felt like Charlo's body looked soft. I don't know. I guess at 168, I don't know. I can't say that it really looked soft to me. I didn't see that. I guess I really wasn't looking for him as physique wise. At first glance to me, he looked like he was pretty much in shape. So I really didn't get it. I was more concerned about, how he was going to look throwing his punches, blocking punches, and what more. He showed that he still got it. He can cut the ring off. He was cutting the ring off real good without a lot of wasted movement to do it. He basically was the same Charlo that we're used to seeing fight. I'm interested to see him in his next fight and who it is that he's going to be going up against. But as I was saying, Renendez in the fight against Hurd, Renendez was boxing and getting on the inside and laying what he could on Hurd and everything like that. Ding, ding. Round one, the fight starts. Renendez is, doing a little hip-hop thing, I guess. I don't know what to call it, a little faint stuff. He really wasn't being aggressive. He was just in front of Plant. And me thinking that, after Plant and shared the ring with Canelo, and he had this, this boxing flurry, tapping, throwing his jab and all this, wasting energy, I would have thought he learned from that. And then he, took the very next fight with Benavidez and he went the distance. He still lost, but, I figured the very next fight against Mullet, he changed up the game plan, went inside, worked the dude out when he seen that the outside game wasn't working. Him languishing with his arm out was sickening. I was so tired of seeing that, because as I was saying, Resendez was staying in front of him round 1, 2, 3, pretty much. And Caleb was, throwing a jab, holding it out there as if he was like trying to keep Resendez from getting close to him. Which I put my Champ Ross picks in before I heard Caleb Plant mention that he and Resendez had been sparring, and Resendez is the guy that got him ready for Canelo. Which kind of explained to me why he had that fast, twitchy style against Canelo, because that's what he ended up doing against Resendez in sparring, I do believe, because that style showed up again in the Resendez fight. Caleb, he was trying to go to the body, but he kept sticking that arm out. And finally, when Resendez decided to step on the gas a little more and step to Caleb, the truth came out. And the truth is,
Caleb wasn't ready. Damn it, Caleb. Many times as I done set on set up on my channel. Trey X in the building. Salute to my brother Trey X. Best fight caller on these YouTube streets, on these YouTube channels. I don't care what nobody else say. But anyway, I'm like, come on, Caleb. Do something, man. Resendez stepped to him and was systematically bodying him. He had Caleb's whole left side just lobster pink. Just plowing into him, left after left, getting into him, catching him with the jab, catching him with hooks, the overhand right. But what I did notice that I felt was a bad game plan. Caleb threw a couple of punches and was trying to go in to a clinch for whatever reason. He wasn't even needing to clinch. But Resendez countered that because Caleb won when he went in, gave up his height. He kept leaning down. And Resendez did the smart thing. Put him in headlocks, leaned on him. Everything to help Caleb expend energy. He was already doing it by all the excess moving around the ring and the pivoting. I seen him try to do that little move where you throw a couple of punches, grab the fighter, push him around and pivot with him. But Resendez showed that he was a little stronger than Caleb might have thought, because that wasn't working. It wasn't working well for him at all. He did it the first time, it kind of worked. The very next time, Resendez kind of grabbed his arm to keep it from happening. Resendez fought a smart fight, man. A very, very smart fight. I learned that Caleb Plant got back with his amateur trainer, I believe, or was that Charlo? I'm kind of mixing them together. Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm a little lit. I've been puffing. But as I was saying, to me, the game plan for Caleb was bad, especially that trying to grab and stuff. He didn't box from the outside at all, in spurts maybe, And I think what he thought he was doing just enough to win, because I saw him trying to leverage punches while they were on the inside, but Resendez was giving back just what Caleb was trying to give, and at times better, a lot better. I saw a couple of body shots that hit Caleb that looked like they kind of hurt Caleb or caught him off surprise. Either way, the body shots, they were showing and telling. One time, Resendez caught him with a body shot, and it looked like they kind of hid, but the referee was trying to get with that. And that boy Plant started grabbing his head like he got hit, but he really got hit in the stomach. And like I said, it was a couple of shots that boy Resendez landed on Caleb that was just telling. As a fan of Caleb Plant, I was very disappointed. I felt like, what's his wife's name, Jordan, and I hope he don't get mad if he hear me saying it, but hell, you can even see it in her face. She was like, damn, this ain't going the way we thought. At the beginning she was cheering, and all that, but as it was going on, it was evident that Caleb wasn't there. That boy say Plant was in the ring glazing. I don't know. All I know is I can't understand why he kept sticking his arm out. Who else was doing that a lot in their losses? Wilder, he did it. I wanted to say Earl, but Earl really never let his arm just languish out like that. But Plant, man, you're supposed to be a much better fighter than that. All I can say, I'm hurt. I'm hurt that I rolled with you like that, man. I was like, I'm riding with like we got 4 flat tires. Went out there and just made my champ Ross Peaks go down, down, down. Who else made me look bad? I don't even know. Oh, damn it. I don't know how I ended up picking the wrong guy in the first fight. He went out there, got his ass knocked out. I was like, wait. I know I didn't pick this dude. Yeah, man, let me just catch my breath because I'm flustered right now. I'm just flustered. Every time I guess they try to line up a fight, talking about 2 fights that people been chomping for and hoping for. Yeah, I was looking for a Caleb Plant fight and Charlo fight. And I really thought the Plant was going to hold it down, man. I really was like, Plant should be able to make it through this fight. No problem. Shit. Resendez. And this was Resendez step up fight. He's stepping up in weight. Came up there and looked like he had been at that weight comfortably for years. He went out there and beat up Caleb Plant. Caleb won a few rounds. Yeah, I'll give him a few rounds, but majority of the fight, it was Resendiz. It was Resendiz. I was shocked when I heard a split decision. I was split decision. Split decision? Come on now, y'all know better. Y'all know that wasn't no split decision. That man got beat up throughout the whole fight. I don't care what nobody say. Caleb Plant got beat up. We got our brother Trey X coming into the building. My brother from another mother and father. I got to give it to him, y'all. I got to give it to him. The man that can call a frog from a well when it comes to calling a fight. Hell, you sitting at the edge of your seat. Y'all know who it is. Trey X in the building. What's up, man?
Salute. What's going down, man? I had to come chop it up with you a little bit.
Rod X in the house.
What you pissed about?
I'm mad because, first of all, one fight I picked, and I was like, I know I didn't pick this dude, but I picked that dude. He got his ass knocked out.
Who?
What's his name? A brother. He looked like a brother, but he wasn't a brother. More like an Indianish looking dude. Black hair, black and white shorts. Got knocked out like the third, fourth round.
I don't know what you talking about, man. This past week was actually pretty straightforward. You know what I'm saying? It was like some obvious picks. The ones that went awry was like the Caleb Plant, but everybody had Caleb Plant. So that's not the type. That's not the fight you're gonna lose ground on, though. Everybody got that fight wrong. What I was tripping on is you taking Darius Fulgham over Beck the Bully, Melakuzia. I saw that.
I think that's the fight. I think that's the fight.
He didn't get knocked out. He didn't. Fulgham didn't get knocked out. They went to a decision. Beck the Bully won 114 to 112 on all three judges' scorecards for a unanimous decision. But when I saw your pick, I don't never just like go through your shit. Like I might, of course, I'm gonna see a couple picks because I gotta copy and paste them and all that kind of shit. So I did notice you had Fulgham. And I said, man, what the hell made OG pick Darius Fulgham? I mean, I know he an undefeated prospect and shit. He got a deep amateur background, 3.5 and all that there. But he going against Beck the Bully, a motherfucking either a 4.5 or a 5. I know he got that one knockout loss, but he got his revenge against Gabe Rosado. This dude got way more amateur fights. They got a common opponent in Alantez Fox. Beck the Bully knocked him out. Darius Fulgham went the distance with him. So we got the pedigree scale and we got the common opponent. So the only pick to make was Beck the Bully. There was nothing to give you to take Fulgham. So I said, man, what the hell is OG doing, man?
I was under a lot of pressure over here this week. I was under a lot of pressure. Getting
That
up
was
early, having to do extra shit.
No, we ain't trying. No, hell no, we ain't trying to hear all that there. And then that was one of our fights we bet on. We bet on Beck the Bully and won. So I mean, I know like we done took some losses, but quietly I've been winning again here late. So
yeah, I see.
Yeah, so don't just discredit my shit. Yeah, I told you, nigga, we betting on Beck the Bully, nigga. You better take a look at Beck the Bully. But yeah, man, you got to come back with something, man, because you was doing good.
I'm coming back on you. I want to do something. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. When my mind when I saw Charlo and Plant on there, I ain't gonna even lie. My mind went straight. I was just all about those two fights. I was hurrying on the other picks because I was like, these two dudes is the dudes. I just fanned out. I ain't gonna even bullshit. I just fanned out, bro.
Yeah. It was two fights that was kind of confusing for me this past week. One of them was the rematch with Khalil Coe and Manuel Gallegos. I took Gallegos because he stopped him the first time. And I looked at a little tape. I normally don't look at film, but I looked at some film this time. And I saw that Gallegos was a lot bigger than him, and he was real aggressive going to the body. I say, man, how can I watch this and then turn around and take Khalil Coe in the next fight? I know he got the amateur background. He went to the AIBA World Championship and knocked out the favorite to win the championship. I mean, to win gold in his weight class. I can't remember his name. It was a Cuban. And that was like a big deal, you know what I'm saying? He in the same class as Keyshawn and the heavyweight for top rank.
Anderson.
No, Richard Torres. Richard Torres Jr., Keyshawn, all them motherfuckers, they came up together. Khalil Cole. And I remember when he knocked out the Cuban, Keyshawn was all happy and shit. We actually interviewed Keyshawn on the corner. So I like Khalil Cole. But I was like, man, how can I pick him after I seen him get hugged out in his last fight? But he came back and stopped that motherfucking 6. So that was one of the tough decisions. I made a mistake. And then I changed the pick because I had Yoeli Hernandez by decision over Caron Shut Him Down Davis. And then I got to thinking about it. I watched some tape and I saw how aggressive Hernandez was. So I changed my pick from decision to knockout. And that cost me 5 points. You know what I'm saying? So that kept me from being in second place this week and shit, man. But it just seemed like every time it's a tough decision, I go the wrong way. But outside of that, outside of that, man, this past week was really pretty easy.
I guess it's the easy ones that's gonna screw me over because they just a given.
Yeah, just don't overthink it.
Yeah, I have been doing that. Oh, Gil Cole's in the building.
Gil Cole, what's up, bro? Rod X the champ, what's going down? Gil Cole's ain't even been coming through. I was like, man, I hope this motherfucker ain't wrecked this goddamn motorcycle or some shit. I ain't even see him, my boy. Salute to you, man.
That boy say we gonna practice with the tennis ball and the towel in the gym this week, OG. We gonna get you right. I feel you, coach.
Where the towel come in? I trained with the tennis ball a few times. Maybe I'm not thinking about the same tennis ball workout that you thinking about. I was basically against a wall and they was throwing tennis ball at me and I had to slip them and shit. But I don't know what he talking about with the towel though.
What's the towel for? What you gonna do with that? Snap his ass, pop him with it? You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. You ever seen Dodgeball, bro?
Yeah, I seen that goofy ass movie.
Man, that movie stupid in the mug.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot Gil Coles. He done came through because your boy Caleb Plant got his ass whooped. So he wanted to come see what you got to say about it.
Man, shit, I'm hurt. I'm disgusted. I can't believe Caleb went out there and looked as bad as he did. You know, like you've been in the ring with the so-called face of boxing and Canelo. Then you went up against the Mexican Monster. Then you came out of those two fires and stopped the mullet or whatever you want to call, whatever his name is, the dude with the mullet came out there. So I'm like, okay, Caleb might be making a turn in the game. You know, he might be ready to climb the mountain and try to, you know, go ahead and compete. And went out there and just let a dude that first of all moved up in weight just handle him like he had been 168 pounder his whole career.
Yeah,
his whole career.
This a thing though. His activity ain't been worth a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like his last fight was 8.5 months ago against Trevor McCombie, and that's good for him. Normally he fighting once a year and all this kind of shit. So it seemed like they caught up to him a little bit. And then you talk about his opponent came up in weight. Caleb Plant been at 168 for a while. He in his 30s now. So I'm wondering how is that weight cut going for him? Is it getting tough for him? You know what I'm saying? Because he looks a little bit weaker to me. His opponent coming up in weight, so he's gonna be a little stronger. And I think that showed. And at the same time, I think Caleb Plant think he Andre Ward now. I think he needs to go back to being himself because he reminded me of Andre Ward in his last fight. When he wasn't working on the outside, he took it to the inside. Well, this time he got the lead hand extended and all that kind of shit. Well, that's an Andre Ward move. So I can tell he's been studying his fights and shit, and he's trying to get some tricks of the trade from Andre Ward. But he's going to have to go back to being himself. That dude that rip off them lightning fast combinations and shit like that. I didn't see the same Caleb Plant that I'm used to seeing. You know what I'm saying? Because normally he can light you up 4-5 punch combination real quick, and then find an exit strategy after he get his
After
work
the
off.
combination. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that same guy, man. So he need to start being himself. Because even Andre Ward, he said he wanted to be like Roy Jones, and he was trying to fight like Roy Jones. And then it came to him that, like, man, I got to be myself. I ain't no fucking Roy Jones. Well, Caleb Plant, you ain't no Andre Ward. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's 1-on-1. So be yourself, man. And that's been good enough up to this point in your career. And then got you far. So just be yourself.
Man. Eric R say the towel is what Nassim Richardson used to get Shane Mosley ready for Floyd. Well, let's not use the towel. Let's not put the towel up if that's what happened.
Shane Mosley had an injury when he went to that fight, though.
Okay. What was wrong with him?
I think he said he hurt his Achilles. He didn't have the same spring in his step as he normally do.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. But damn, man, sweet hands. That's all I could. Dude, after the fight was over, I just turned it off. I was hot. Turned my lights off, rolled over, jumped in my bed, and curled up like a mad, upset kid to get sent to bed without dinner.
You know, it's a little bit of that out with the old and with the new energy too, man. I mean, you know, he done his thing in the division. Look at all of these guys that's in the division right now that's coming up and deserve opportunities. You got Christian and Billy. We got the dude from Cuba that Hyphy like, Osles Iglesias.
Yeah.
We got Diego Pacheco. Even folks like Edgar Belonga. I know he got the loss to Canelo, but he's still young and doing his thing. Hamza Saras. We got a bunch of fighters that's in this division that's actually making the division pretty deep. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's time for them guys to get their shine. So Caleb Plant, I think you might need to move up to 175 or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's been at this division for a while. So I'm just wondering how the weight cut going.
That's a possibility.
I mean, has he ever fought in another weight class? Hasn't he been at 168 the entire time? I don't remember him being at 160. If y'all know about him being at 160, let me know. But according to my knowledge, he's been at 168 for his entire career, and now he's 32.
Man, we on the decline. 32. Move up, have you a couple of good fights. I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know is the Caleb Plant that I liked as a fan. That wasn't him. That wasn't him this weekend. Caleb Plant got exposed for ducking Osles a slow. I can't even get it out tonight. Iglesias. I feel you, Hyphy. You know what I'm saying? I can't even argue with you and say that he didn't you know, Caleb don't run, bro. Fuck that. I ain't gonna do him like that. Caleb don't run from nobody. He get in there and take that smoke. He might get beat up, but he get out there and he take that smoke. 168 is a great division, especially with the generational talent. Iglesias. Boy, that boy Hyphy, love that dude. I feel you though, Hyphy. We got somebody named Andrew Charles in the house. Welcome to the show. I always say there are fighters out there you ain't never heard of that can beat your favorite guy. That is true. There is always somebody better than the great. Nobody can argue that point. That's a good one. But I'm just, you know, I don't know if I can call it a pity party or whatever. I'm just, you know, I'm gonna let it go. Caleb, you know, you lost. You have done well for yourself. Charlo, I take my hat off to him. He went out there, even though Cornflake. First of all, what was they thinking when they gave him the name Cornflake? That was my first thought.
As far as Caleb Plant go, I mean, if your activity ain't been the best and they put you in there with a live dog, somebody that done beat Jerry Hurd, so you know he ain't just no pushover. I
Nope.
can't be too surprised when you take the loss. And then if we factor in all the other variables that went into the fight, I'm not surprised that he took the loss at all. You know, I mean, it's boxing, bro. That's why they fight the fights.
Well, damn, I wasn't surprised that he lost. I was surprised at how he lost. The effort, you know, it just wasn't there. It just wasn't there. I was
That
so
could be a
disappointed
sign
when
that he had the weight class too long. Showing some lethargy. Being lethargic up in that motherfucker. Ain't got the same energy.
I was kind of wondering. I was like, could he have overtrained? Could that have been a case? What's up, big bro? In the house.
OG, what's
Manny
up with it?
Drapley. Texas Timbo. My favorite producer. Big E. My brother, Maestro. So he said, is it safe? Is it safe for Charlo to touch his beard now? I don't know. You know, Charlo might bring something out of him if he touches. Charlo might bring something out of him if he get in the ring. But that boy, damn it, I was saying his name all night. Now I can't remember. The guy that just whooped him. Renendez. Yeah, Renendez went out there and set his ass straight.
Resendez.
Beat him up in front of his wife and his daughter. And whoever else they had at the fight with it.
Yeah, the momentum just swung back to Charlo. Because like we were saying, Charlo done moved up to 168. So he fresh in the weight class. And Caleb Plant looked like he's slowing down in the weight class. So the momentum to kind of switch back to Charlo. I favor Caleb Plant before I saw his last performance. And also in conjunction with the performance before last against Trevor McCombie, because he was getting tagged in that motherfucker. And he had to dig down deep and come back and get that win. So he already showed some vulnerability before this last fight. You know what I'm saying? But Charlo, you know, he got that stiff jab and shit, got a right hand. He definitely gonna be able to get the respect from Caleb Plant in the ring, because he can touch you with a jab and it ain't gonna feel good. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with Eric Ardo when he said he felt like Charlo looked a little soft out there. Yeah, he definitely don't look like a man that's been in the gym away from boxing. He looked like somebody that's off the couch and he back in the gym, trying to get it back right. Like I think about some guys that just stay busy, like Blair the Flair. Y'all can say what you want to say about Blair Cobb, but that motherfucker, have you ever seen him look big? He was out the ring for 3 years straight almost. Came back to boxing against Adrian Broner and didn't have a drop of fat on his body. He definitely looked like he wasn't sitting on the couch. I can see a little difference in Charlo. I could tell he ain't been working away from boxing. You know what I'm saying? So he might got a level that he can get up to. You know what I'm saying? Like if he get another fight, or maybe another 2 fights, and he gets some rounds in, and he stay locked in the gym, we might see that motherfucker look like maybe 25% better than what we saw this past Saturday. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested to see, one, how long it is before he returns, and 2, who he returns against.
He might fight Resendez.
That would be. I think that's even grounds.
Yeah, he'll be favored.
Resendez just took he just took that interim belt from Caleb, so I can see how that fight could be the one. Because that's what it would have been. If Caleb had won, it would have still been a battle for the interim belt. Charlo getting a chance to become a 3-division champion. That's what they're going to say. So, yeah, I'm for that. I think that'd be a good fight. Renendez will bring it to Charlo. I think Charlo will have to dig in, like you said, and step it up some more. Because he got a few rounds in. But like you said, I want to see him go a whole fight. That
motherfucker got a round too many. I had KO 5, and he had dropped him in the 5th round. He could have got him out of there, but he let him hang around because he said he wanted to get rounds. And then at the start of the 6th round, the doctor took a look at Cornbread
Yeah.
and waved it off. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, man. I wish you would have got him out of there in 5, man. I sure could have used them bonus points.
His name wasn't Corn Flake.
Or Cornflake. One of
Corn
them.
Flake. This motherfucker here, Corn Flake. After, how about I eat your cornbread? Well, you gonna eat my cornbread? I watched
Yeah, I
that
was thinking
today.
about this motherfucker on Street Beefs named Cornbread. They got a bullet head motherfucker named Cornbread that be putting people to sleep over there. Power punching motherfucker.
We got the boy Andrew Charles say Plant still got Mail's number. Maul got the juice. Mail is done. You think Mail is done?
Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. That was his first fight in over 2 years. I'm not gonna put a strong label on the motherfucker that ain't been active. Let me see you get some fights up under your belt, and then we'll see. I remember when Andre Ward took a long hiatus away from boxing, and he came back in that first fight. He fought Sullivan Barrera. He was the number 1 contender at 175, Cuban. And I could, Andre Ward looked a little different. You know what I'm saying? You could say he looked like he might have been done. So then they had that next fight against that scrub. I can't remember who it was. And he got some more work in. And then after that, he went into the Kovalev fight. And he won the fight, but it was controversial. A lot of people thought Kovalev won the fight. That's when he got dropped early in the fight and shit.
Right, with that right hand.
Yeah, counter right hand. He tried to do a pull counter on Kovalev, and Kovalev, instead of throwing just a jab, he threw the 1-2 and dropped him with that 2. That's the same thing that happened to Mayweather when he fought against Madonna. Got his tooth knocked out. Tried to do the pull counter, but instead of 1 shot, Madonna threw 2 shots.
And he ran right into that hole.
Yeah, but after that fight, we got the Kovalev 2. And that's when I felt like Andre Ward was back. Because he looked like a totally different man in that rematch against Kovalev. Went out there and hurt that motherfucker early. Put them body shots on that motherfucker, was just mean out there. I don't think Kovalev won a round. Maybe my memory ain't the best, but I don't remember him winning a round in the rematch. He got his ass whooped. And I felt like it took a good 3 fights before Andre Ward was back. So I could see something similar with Charlo. He getting old. He like 35 now. Been away from the ring. I think he been out the gym. I think he could take a little time. I think he could look significantly better.
He 35?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize the twins was that old. Hyphy making a point. He said Charlo should make Caleb earn a win over somebody in order to fight him. Getting a Charlo fight is life changing. You gotta earn it. A-side Charlo, boy, stop. That's a good one though, Hyphy. Napoleon Armstrong in the building. He say salute. Chat.
What's going down, bro?
He said, dude said he want to fight Charlo. The dude, you talking about Renendez? It'll be a good fight. I would look for them to fight. Like I said, if PVC stay true to it, that should be Charlo's next fight. It's a belt there.
Yeah, I remember him saying he want to fight whoever the fans say he want to fight. So shit, he ain't ducking no smoke according to him. So we'll see.
He said Ward arguably ended his career. The Crusher was no more after that Ward rematch. Man, he beat his body up and had him out there trying to pretend like he was getting hit with low blows. And the way the fight ended, Ward caught him with that one more gut and like paused for a second and looked back at the ref like, we still fighting? Because I'm going to give him some more to the gut. Yeah, Crusher was out of there after that.
Yeah, it was kind of like a continuation from the end of the first fight because he was going to the body in the first fight. I know people thought Kovalev won and all that shit, but I had that fight recorded and I watched it a bunch of times. He had Kovalev and that motherfucker looking like a wet dog or something in that bitch. I'm talking about going to the body. He had that boy looking weary out there. I'm talking about in the first fight, coming down the stretch. Yeah. So then the second fight was a continuation. He found what worked and he amplified that shit and put
Because
something on Kovalev.
in the first fight, that's when Kovalev complained to me about low blows. I say Ward might have got one low blow in there, but the rest of them was right at belt line. And the way Kovalev was trying to lean to keep him from getting up in there, he was still digging all in that pot, man. He was all in that man's pot, just stirring it up.
Yep.
Stirring it up. Made him quit. That's how you do it. A knockout is wonderful, but you make a dude say, "Uncle," I can't do this no more, man. I'm sorry. I just can't take no more.
Well, the referee stopped the fight, but Kovalev, his body language, his body language wasn't good. He kept on acting like he wanted to walk off and try to buy some time and shit. And that's what made the referee like, man, he don't want to fight no more, man. Go ahead and call this shit off.
Wasting these people time, got them standing out here for nothing. Yeah. You ain't the Crusher no more. Take your ass home.
KO 8.
But shit.
Oh yeah, Eric Garr said he might have ruined his career. That's quite possible. I mean, Kovalev was already like 34. You know what I'm saying? So he was already towards the end of his prime, and then he get to that state and get stopped for the first time. He lose his Crusher confidence.
That Crusher cloak.
Yeah, that shit gone. Yeah, once you break through that shit, man, it just don't be the same sometimes. Like when we saw with Jarrett Hurd, once they finally broke through on them motherfuckers, it wasn't the same.
He came back trying to box out from the outside, looking horrible.
Deontay Wilder, they broke through on him. That motherfucker wasn't the same. We can think about Joe Joyce. Once they broke through on Joe Joyce, Joyce ain't the same. He an Olympic silver medalist, and he losing to Derek Chisora now. All that type of shit. So once the motherfucker break through, man, and take that confidence away from a physically imposing type of motherfucker, they don't be the same a lot of the time.
He said Charlo would be smart to fight Renendez. Would be a nice stay busy fight to get him in shape for a Canelo showdown.
Yeah, if he look at it like that, he mess around and get his ass whooped on. He can't look at it like a stay busy fight. This man done already be hurt. He done already be Plant. He ain't nobody stay busy fight. He a motherfucker that's gonna come and try to fight back. So he gonna have to look at him like he a serious opponent. But it's an opponent that can help him sharpen up and get some rounds. I think Resendez has been stopped one time. I can't remember who it was, if I'm not mistaken. But he definitely got some toughness. He got some pluck. He got some stand power. He can give you some rounds. So I definitely think that's somebody that can help Charlo sharpen up. But he ain't no stay busy fight though.
Another thing I noticed about Plant that was hurting him, he was stepping straight back when he was coming up out of the fire. He was going straight back, and he wasn't taking his head off the line.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit he been doing though for a long time. Yeah,
these are things that I thought he would, correct. You done been in there with Canelo and Benavidez, and he fooled me with the McCombie fight, cause like you said, the outside wasn't working for him because McCombie was getting there first. He stepped to the inside and worked the inside game. And, that's what had me riding saying, yeah, he going to be able to go out here and work with Renendez. And, I'm just disappointed in the dude because, like I said, I'm a fan of Caleb Plant. I know y'all mad at me because y'all like MZU tripping, but I like the white boy. I'm going to say I like the white boy's heart.
Ain't nothing wrong with liking a 97-20, 3.5 national champion. That's what he is. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, ain't no fighter perfect. Like, just because you like a fighter, he got to retire undefeated. Like, shit, nigga, he done showed something in the ring. He done proved himself. He done fought some tough people. You know what I'm saying? I done seen him get hurt and fucked up by Uzcategui, and he came back with something. He was winning rounds against Caleb Plant. Canelo Alvarez, but he just got tired coming down the stretch. Went the distance against Benavidez. showed some pluck against McCombie and changed the strategy and came back with something and won the fight by stoppage. I mean, goddamn,
cool.
he had a bad night.
Yeah, he had one.
Cool.
I'm gonna be over it. I'm gonna be over it in a little bit. I just, I gotta let it out. He said Kovalev looked like he was ready to roll out the ring backwards and call it a night. With all those body shots, boy was hitting his ass with 1 and 2. They
Yes,
heard out fighting like a big goofy ass version of O'Shaquie Foster.
I was actually more impressed with the body shots in the first fight with Kovalev because I couldn't understand how he was landing them. They would be in the clinch. In some kind of way, he was able to bend his knees and find the room to land these body shots. And I tried to put myself in his shoes, and I'm like, how the fuck is he generating this type of power from this position? Now, in the rematch, you could clearly see his body shots, and he was cranking them motherfuckers up in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the first one, it was like these covert type of body shots that I couldn't really wrap my head around. I think that's why a lot of people thought that Kovalev won the fight because they couldn't understand. They couldn't see. Game. Yeah, they couldn't see the body shots. They couldn't understand them. Now, once I went back and looked again, and I looked up close, and I was seeing what's going on, I started having to give him way more credit for work that I didn't see the first time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was impressed by like how the fuck is he getting these punches off and getting power behind him. That shit was amazing.
I hate to call his name because I know so many people tired of it. But hearing you speak about how Ward do it, it made me think about seeing Floyd when he would be in close with cats when they be locked in and he's stealing those shots while they were stealing those shots on the inside. Nice, good thudding shots. Not enough to just break you down, but enough to keep zapping their energy. And I think Plant was trying to pull that off, but Resendez gave a lot more resistance on the inside than he accounted for. Now, he did use his head a few times, but for the most part, he was locking Caleb up and letting his hands go on the inside. Caleb got outgunned. I have to say that. The better man won that night. No shame to Caleb. He did what he could with what he had.
Man, just like Ali said, he says, man, you got to keep an eye on these B-level fighters because sometimes they show up and feel like they're an A-level fighter. And they come and bring some shit to you. So you got to be on top of your game against every opponent. The man got 2 hands. The man got 2 feet. The man can beat you. You know what I'm saying? So this is professional boxing, man. They at the top of the the world as far as like they rank fighters and all this type of shit.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, man. Yeah, they gonna lose sometime, bro.
Yeah, it is what it is. Hyphy said if Maul hadn't fought Derevyanchenko already, I would recommend them fight next.
Yeah, Derevyanchenko just he perfect opponent because he's just so durable. Ain't nobody ever stopped him. The most impressive one was his last fight against Christian and Billy. He had an injury in the fight, and he hurt himself early in the fight. And we put our bet on the fight going the distance. So I'm like, man, ain't no way, man. We about to lose a routine bet because we got an Iron Man. Derevyanchenko, one of the best Iron Man in all of boxing. And he still went the distance. Like, he got even more respect from me in that last fight. That dude is tough with a capital motherfucking T. Square business.
That man said capital T. So it's Cool Boy Steph and O'Shaquie Foster. Is that fight lined up to be happening?
I don't know, man. I just saw what the Kane posted earlier.
That's why I'm asking. I'm asking, is there any validity to it?
I mean, one at 126, one at 130. I wouldn't see why, but what he posted suggested that it was already a done deal, and it's supposed to be on the rematch for Tank versus Lamont Roach Jr. on the undercard.
I haven't heard anything about that fight. I keep hearing like rumors about that mug, but I haven't heard anything significant or definite about a Lamont Roach and Tank rematch.
Me neither. I just heard Roach talking about he want to fight Shakur next, and they was talking on the phone about it, and they both say they want to fight. So I don't know.
So I don't know where this rematch thing is coming from at all. Plant thought he was a Golden Boy fighter for a night.
He was an inactive PBC fighter. Well, yeah. And then he got that pressure on him too. He got the pressure on him, because if he win this fight, I'm assuming that him and Charlo was gonna fight next. So he had some pressure on him going into the fight. He had a different type of opponent than Charlo. Charlo had an opponent that was coming to get knocked out. That was his job. Because Charlo ain't had a knockout in years, number one. And we trying to promote this Caleb Plant fight. So we need to go in there and look good. We need a confidence builder, get a few rounds, knock the motherfucker out. Let's promote this fight. But that's not the type of opponent they gave Caleb Plant. They gave him a real opponent. They gave him a live dog. We spoke on this last time. We talked about how he went out there and beat Hurd. He was a live dog. So yeah, they kind of fucked up on that.
The matchmaker messed up.
Yeah, if you're a matchmaker and you got two dudes that ain't been active, you give one of them a showcase fight in Cornflake. The other one, you give him a live dog. Like, what's the benefit of giving him a live dog? In my opinion, it would be a lot better if you give them both showcase fights. They both go out there and get devastating knockouts, and that's gonna have the fans salivating for Charlo versus Caleb Plant. That's what I would have done.
See, they need to hire people like us that sit around and know that kind of shit. Because ain't no way you should. Me and you were talking. I believe it was privately. And we were speaking about the fact that Caleb Plant and who he was fighting, and Charlo and who he was fighting. And you brought up those same exact points back then. He said after Shaqy fought to get done with lame boy Fulton, he gonna get up with Shakur. He been exposing the shit out of Shakur. That's coming out of hyphy.
Yeah, that's strange, man, because I didn't even know about Shaqy Foster until Shakur was hyping him up, talking about how he was the best kept secret in all the boxing and shit. So it's kind of strange to see them going at each other like that. But him versus Fulton, I just don't see that shit. I mean, Fulton just got to 126, just got him a belt, if I'm not mistaken, in the rematch against Figueroa. I might be wrong about that, but he at 126 now, just got there. And this guy with Shaqy Foster, he been at 130, and he talking about fighting 135 pounders. So why the fuck would he fight somebody that's at 126? That don't make sense to me. But hey, see, maybe that's what they doing.
Wouldn't be surprised. What if Fulton say he maybe he outgrow 126 fast like Haney and Ryan outgrow 40.
I mean, maybe so. I mean, he just got there though. He said that his weight cut was a lot better than when he was fighting at 122. When he fought against Figueroa, he said he felt good going into the fight. So to me, it would be kind of strange that you vacate the division you just got there.
Maybe he after greatness. I don't know. We have
that's
to just
a possibility too. Yeah, to be a multiple weight class champion.
It's possible you take a swing up and then go back down. You know, we've seen them do that before too. We've seen champs do that. Let me go up here and show I can whoop your ass, and I'm going back down to where I was.
Yeah, that's what Crawford said he want to do. He said he want to whoop Canelo at 168 and then go back down to 154 and do it all over again.
Ooh, boy, that'd be a slap to everybody. As far as they've been riding the that'd be a slap to everybody. All those that say Crawford has no chance, the weight is too much, all these things. Crawford get hit, he gonna crumble, all that. If he pull that off, he most definitely gotta have a GOAT attached to his name.
Well, he already one of the GOATs of this era for sure. If that motherfucker do that, if he beat Canelo, then go 154 and become undisputed, nigga, I'm getting me a motherfucking Crawford poster and putting that bitch on the wall. So I ain't got
Oh, that boy say a poster.
I ain't got no fighters on the wall, but I'm putting Crawford up on the wall. I might frame that motherfucker if you do that. Okay, that's some player shit. And I think he got action at beating Canelo, man. So we'll see.
As we get closer to it, I'm sure we're gonna all give our opinions and aspirations of what we think he can do, cause I believe he got the skills and the tools to do it myself. And I started off when they pretty much said it is gonna happen. I started letting it be known that I feel like Crawford stands a chance to win this fight. No matter what argument people have tried to make and give to me, I always find the opposite to give back and say, nah, I just don't feel that. I got something to argue with when it comes to Crawford and Canelo. No matter what you try to give at me with, what Canelo is. I know Canelo drink. I know he be getting fucked up. I know he been popped dirty. I know it's a lot of things that he's still working hard and staying at it. But I know one dude, for as far as I know, he ain't showed me being nothing but a gym rat. But I ain't gonna get to harping on that right now. I do believe Crawford gonna beat him though. And I'm gonna break down how I think he will when we get closer to it.
Yeah, Canelo already got one foot in retirement. And the other one on the banana peel. Because he already talking about he want to retire by 37. So that's what he got his mind on. Crawford already 37, turned 38 in September, but he ain't thinking about retirement. That motherfucker say he want to go back down to 154 and do it all over again. And
So you know who's going to show back up?
Yeah,
that'd be perfect for. I'm sorry, that'd be perfect for him to show back up for the other twin.
If he relevant, yeah. If the other twin relevant, man, that motherfucker is he even is Jermell Charlo even a top 10 154 pounder right now? Fuck no. How the hell you gonna be inactive and still be top 10 at 154? There's some people at 154 that'll whoop his ass right now. This is not the same division that he conquered. This is a way harder division right now. So yeah, if I'm Crawford, I ain't even thinking about no damn Charlo. If he go back to 154, I got my mind on what he talking about. Beat the motherfuckers with the belts, ride off into the sunset as the undisputed greatest of this era, surpassing Canelo Alvarez.
Shut up everybody.
Yeah,
everybody. I don't want to hear nothing. That would be some awesome stuff for him to pull off. That'd rank up there with Clarissa Shields' 2 gold medals.
Yeah, I can't. That'll be past that though. Yeah, cause that'll be something that we ain't seen. The motherfucker that won undisputed in 3 divisions in the 4 belt.
It's up there with that because we ain't never seen nobody get 2 golds.
Nigga, we done seen people get 3 golds.
Boxing? Oh
yeah.
Before she did it?
Hell yeah. You ain't never heard of Teofilo Stevenson? Laszlo Paup. What's the other one? That's Cuban.
No, I'm talking American. I'm talking for us.
Yeah, I'm talking about the greatest achievements in boxing. You didn't specify no region, nigga. You just said 2 gold medals.
When I said the goals, I pretty much meant for us, the U.S. of the A. Excuse me.
I'm still trying to think of that other Cuban that won 3 golds, man. He had a chance to win 4 of them, but Cuba had boycotted one of the Olympics. I can't remember which one it was, but he had action at getting 4. Damn, man, it'll come to me, I guess. But yeah, it'll be big if he win undisputed in 3 weight classes in the 4 belt era for sure.
You say you're gonna get a poster. I think it's something. I asked my daughter to get me something, a Terrence Crawford something, so I can put in and have in here with my boxing pictures and stuff like that. My middle daughter, Dee Dee, she makes sure that I get something from her about boxing all the time.
Yeah, if he do that shit, he gonna shoot up the all-time rankings. That's for sure. For me.
A lot of people gonna be hating. They gonna be hating, but it ain't gonna be nothing to hate on. It ain't gonna be nothing to hate on. Cause everybody who's holding the belt right now, people represent is good. He go up there and whoop Canelo. Oh my goodness. First of all, just look how the train had just fall off the tracks. So many Canelo fans. What will they say? What could they say except that boy went out there and got beat?
Yeah, I probably ain't gonna put him like in the top 10 or top 20 or nothing like that, but I'm thinking maybe like top 60, top 50. That's pretty good. I mean, you got to think about who like top 50, like Evander Holyfield and shit like that. Motherfuckers like that are top 50 all-time fighters. Once you get up into the top 10, top 20, top 30, that's some company that's some company that's gonna be hard to surpass. Those are people that got 200-300 fights and the one undisputed in several weight classes and all kind of shit. So that it's hard to crack that. But getting into the top 50s or the top 60s out of thousands of fighters in the history of boxing, that's damn good.
You're doing. I have to agree with that. You're doing real good. When you put it like that, when you get your ass up, you start talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's just go on and be real. The chances of you reaching there is next to none.
Yeah.
10 through 20, people might try to give you an argument, but it'll be well short of where you're gonna reach your goal. 30,
yeah,
10. You know, I'm just picturing going down the ladder of greatness, and the names that people will be able to regurgitate on the historians will be able to just regurgitate and let you know this dude right here holds this spot. It's just, first of all, they don't fight enough to even 50 in the top 50s is a good spot. They could start being satisfied with some 65 probably, because one, they don't have enough activity to even compete with what those greats have. Like you said, they got 200 bouts, undisputed with different weight classes. Some of these cats had, what was it, the bouts that just went until somebody was dropped? What are we talking about?
Yeah, that's not the same era though.
I'm just, I got to go and, I'm sorry.
That's not factored in. Yeah, that's with the London Prize rules and all this shit. We under the Marquis of Queensberry rules. But still though, they still had a whole bunch of goddamn fights. Like the number one fighter that most historians say is Sam Langford. Sam Langford was a 5-time colored champion. And I know he wasn't able to fight for the official championship, but if you look at all the motherfuckers he was fighting against for the colored championships, they was better than the white fighters. Joe Jeanette and all the motherfuckers. They Hall of Famers. If I'm not mistaken, like the number 2 guy, they'll say Harry Grell. Harry Grell was like 31-9-7 against Hall of Famers. That's more fights against Hall of Famers than most of these people got in their whole career. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, all the Hall of Famers that, and they ain't even including the ones he lost against. I mean, damn, my mind just went blank. I just said something stupid because I said 31-9-7. My wires got crossed. But he had a bunch of goddamn fights, man. And he fought a bunch of good people. And not everybody was a Hall of Famer, but he had some people that was some great fighters, though, for their day, for their era. You know what I'm saying? And then you got people like Henry Armstrong, all the fights he had, winning championships and holding the belt in 3 out of the 8 weight classes simultaneously. And then he could have won the championship at middleweight, but he got robbed against Seferino Garcia. He could have had half the belts in play at one time. Like, when we get to that type of shit, you ain't passing on people, man. We ain't even got the Sugar Ray Robinson. We ain't got the Ali, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I know Ali didn't have as many fights as them guys, but if you just look at the quality of his competition, the achievements that he got, it ain't no question. You
The
know what I'm
opponents
saying?
that he beat at the time that he beat them.
Exactly, like Sonny Liston and George Foreman. To me, that's the greatest win of all time. Undefeated
Right.
George Foreman. All that type of shit. Like, come on, man. Fighting everybody. I ain't no historian, so it's a bunch of them that I wouldn't even think about. But like Slapsy Maxie Rosenblum, for example, or the boxing Marvel. I can't even think of his name right now. I would assume that most historians got them in the top 10. Them motherfuckers was having hundreds of fights, man. So you're not gonna crack that. But if you get the top 60, that's a great accomplishment. Cause like I said, you got fighters like Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield in the 50s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Boxing has a long history. So it's like some people might say I'm being insulting because I'm saying like top 60. That's not insulting. That is a compliment.
If they feel insulted, then they should listen to what's really being said, and then they'll get it. And if they don't get it after that, well, some of us are slow. Eric all said this would be good. I hope for Shoo Shoo versus Cool Boy. I don't know if he's saying ho. I don't know what he's saying right there, but guess my boy Cool Boy getting out the way. Golden Boy fighters only got to make it to the 12th. PBC be like, man, that that's the best I can do is split. I can't promise you anything more than that.
Now, Shoo Shoo, he got somebody on his side of the street right now. Rafael Espinosa. That's the dude that went out there and beat my guy. God damn, man. What's the name of the dude that beat Shakur Stevenson at the Olympics? The Southpaw. He from Cuba. Shit, I can't think of his name, man. He turned into a good pro. I think he lost his debut or maybe his second fight. Then he got his footing up under him. Went out there and knocked out Abraham Supernova and a few motherfuckers. But he fought Rafael Espinosa, and that's an emergency fighter. That's a motherfucker that you can't get away from. He tall, he got long arms, he hitting hard than a motherfucker. Robeisy Ramirez, that's my guy. So the first time Robeisy, he fought him like a G. He dropped him in the fifth round with a lead right hook from the southpaw stance. But that motherfucker Espinosa just wouldn't leave him alone. He kept on coming, kept on throwing punches, and he wore my guy down. Got him hurt in the last round. He might have got a knockdown in the last round. And he won a majority decision against Robeisy. So then they came back with the rematch. And when they came back with the rematch, I said, man, you know what? He might stop my guy this time. Because this dude hitting hard, man. He an emergency fighter. Robeisy was really blessed to get through the first fight. They came back in that rematch. I remember he put a right hand on my guy, man. I think they said he couldn't see no more or something like that. I think it was something wrong with his eye or something. And they stopped the fight.
Boy?
Huh?
Hyphy said the guy named Ramirez.
Yeah, Robeisy Ramirez already said that. But appreciate it though. But yeah, he hit my guy, man, and hurt him with the right hand. I think he messed his eye up and they stopped it in like the 6th round. But Shoo Shoo been saying that's who he want to fight. He want Espinosa. So let's get that together. They both top ranked. So we ain't got to worry about no cross promotional hindrance going on. No motherfuckers on the same side of the street, top ranked. Let's get it on.
Stop all that barking at each other on Twitter. Jonas Tellys will get up with Mill.
Yeah, he'll be favored. That motherfucker went out there and he a good fighter. I cut for him. He fucked our money out one time though, because I guess I fucked my own money out. But he had fought against Sergio Garcia. He a real tough guy in the weight class. And I took Yoenis Tellez by decision. And he went out there and stopped that motherfucker. Tellez, he ain't got a bunch of fights either, man. I want to say he got 6, 7 fights. Maybe 10 at the most. He ain't got a lot of fights. But he put hard shots on the motherfucker. And plus, he got a lot of confidence off in there. You could tell he a smooth operator. He's been around the ring for a long time. Like, to come in with so few fights and look so comfortable, that just let me know like he grew up with this shit. So he definitely one to watch for. If he was to fight Charlo, I got Tellez all day.
Eric R asks, would Crawford win over Canelo be better than Floyd's? In younger people's eyes, it's not. They probably would say Crawford's win is better. I would say they would have to say it's better because Canelo, they would get him to, oh, he's grown so much more. He's evolved and he's this and he's that. So, yeah, he would get that. Because they try to diminish Floyd's by saying that Canelo was young and all this kind of stuff. Which, let's not forget, he turned pro at like 15 or 16. He was a teenager. He was a damn champion and undefeated. Not only that, bigger than Floyd and younger than Floyd. So, I guess it would be how you would take it. Would you take the fact that they will say that Canelo has evolved and grown so much, and even he would be Floyd now, and I'm like, you still got to factor in Floyd is an old man. He was older when he beat the boy. Stop it. That loss just is that loss. So, yeah, I guess they would have to say, they would probably say that Crawford's win would be much more spectacular.
Yeah, I probably give it to I would give it to Crawford because he will fight him at his full weight. When Canelo fought against Mayweather, they fought at 152 catch weight, and it wasn't really Mayweather's fault. Canelo's team actually suggested this because they wanted to get the fight done. So they said, "Man, we fight at 152." Floyd said, "Bet." Normally, Floyd didn't fight people at catch weights. That's why I would give him credit over Manny Pacquiao when they have common opponents like Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto fought Pacquiao looking like a dead man at 147. He looked drained and fucked up. And then when he fight Mayweather, he looked like a tank in there because they fought at 154. So I was always giving Mayweather credit because he was fighting people at their full natural weight that they supposed to been fighting at. But, against Canelo, he fought him at 152. Crawford ain't talking about no catch weight or nothing. He talking about going all the way up to 168 and beating a man in his weight class that he the king of right now, having all the belts. So I got to give the edge to Crawford. But to be honest though, like if I look at a fighter's career, it looked like a bell curve. So like in the beginning stages, that's the left side of the bell curve. They prime will be inside the bell curve. Then after they prime will be on the right side of the bell curve. I don't think Mayweather or Crawford would have been the fought Canelo inside that bell curve. I think Mayweather was a little bit before because, he still was young and coming up. I mean, I know he had a lot of fights and all that kind of shit, but, numerically, he was a young guy. And plus, they fought at the catch weight. And then Crawford fighting him as an older guy with one foot in retirement and the other one on the banana peel. So I don't see him being inside that bell curve against either guy. But I would still give the edge to Crawford for fighting him at his full strength.
So I guess we agree. Crawford gets the nod on the better of the two when it comes down to it. That's cool for you, Eric R. And then Hyphy said something about Menendez making Shakur cry. The reality of a loss made Shakur cry. There is a difference. That's what Napoleon Armstrong said.
No, it wasn't even the reality of the loss. It was the fact that he felt like he could have made it more clear. That's what it was. Like, if all you had to do was turn over one more stone and you would have got the victory. And this is something that you've been thinking about since you was a kid. I want to be an Olympic gold medalist. The fighter I look up to the most, Andre Ward, he's an Olympic gold medalist. And I had it right there. I just need to turn one more stone. And I didn't. And I could have made it more clear. Because like I said, arguably he won the fight. The first round was kind of close, but I gave the edge to him. Second round, he went out there and just outclassed him. You could just tell it was a separation in their talent. Then the third round, he laid back and let the man outwork him. Now, he going against the already Olympic gold medalist in Robeisy Ramirez, and he is the favorite. The politics are behind him. The first round, I gave it to Shakur, but it was close. If we factor in the politics, it is not out of the question for them judges to have gave Robeisy that first round. Now, if you got any kind of integrity, there's no way you can give Robeisy the second round. You have to give that to Shakur. It wasn't even close, in my opinion. But the third round, you got to give it to Robeisy. So it really comes down to, how do you feel about that first round? If you gave it to Shakur, you feel like he won the fight. Politics could potentially give it to Robeisy, and he will win the fight, and that's what happened. So after the fight, Shakur was crying. He said, I should have made it more clear. And that's why he cried.
There it is. He said, Rod X said, actually, Manny versus Cotto was at a catchweight also.
But he was fighting at 154, and they fought at 147. It might have been 145, but I think it was 147, but it might have been 145. But I used to call Pacquiao the catchweight king, because he was fighting a lot of motherfuckers in catchweight. He had Oscar De La Hoya looking like a dead man out there. Freddie Roach say he saw Oscar De La Hoya at the track, and he knew he was done because how ashy he was. He said that motherfucker ain't had no kind of hydration, just ashy and dried out, walking skeleton. They knew they had him. Well, it might have been at the catchweight, man. It might have been 147, but it wasn't 154. That's where Mayweather fought him, 154. And he looked like a totally different guy compared to the version of Cotto that fought against Pacquiao, whether it was 147 or catchweight 145. You're on mute if you're talking.
Give me a second. Wife let me know that she made it back to Houston. I mean, made it down to Houston.
All right, I can't see no chat or nothing, y'all. I got to get the other device. 1 second, man. I'm jump up in there. Yeah, it might have been a catchweight, man. 145, something like that. Definitely ain't out of the question, because that was the catchweight king. Napoleon Armstrong say, plus Bud older than Canelo. Yeah, that's both of them was older than Canelo, though. Mayweather, he was 36, beating a 22-year-old man. I got to give him some credit on that. 36 versus 22. Rod X the champ said it was 145. Okay, that's even worse. I was giving Mayweather credit for fighting people at their full strength. He fight a motherfucker at 145. I think how old was Cotto? About 32, 33. Yeah, so they had to drain that motherfucker down. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I give Crawford some credit, man. He's showing he a warrior. He trying to go get that legacy. That's all he talking about. They asked him how much money he was making for the Canelo fight. He said he ain't gonna make, but I think he said like 20 million. They was assuming he was gonna say like 50 or 100 or something. He said, man, it's not about the money, it's about the legacy.
Yeah.
Shit, I can't do no more give a man credit.
Yeah, I was listening to everything about the Pacquiao being the catchweight king and all that kind of stuff, and how you end up going back on the fact of this coming down with Crawford. Yeah, man, just sitting here talking about it, that's why I ain't really want to touch it, because it gets my juices flowing. It gets me the picturing it and visualizing it. I'm not even fighting, but I could just imagine. My mind takes me on these bouts, and I'm like, wow, this is exactly how I think it would be, and it's just too much. I lose myself, like messing with music. Anyway, Morrell going night. Who Morrell fight?
Whoever he fighting, it's gonna be hard to do that because he done already showed me the toughness. He done went the distance with Benavidez. It was emergency fighter versus emergency fighter. And Benavidez showed that he the king emergency fighter because he was able to step to Morrell and back him up and put him in a defensive posture. But Morrell showed me that he got enough toughness, he got enough intelligence that he can go the distance. So I'm not saying he's gonna be winning against anybody, but I'm saying that it's gonna be hard to stop him. That motherfucker got some staying power. Plus, he's still young too.
He can't do nothing but grow. That loss should be a very good growing stepping stool for him.
You got to get back in the ring though. Don't stay out the ring for 2 years and then come back and get fucked up.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's sucking right now. We can't get these boys on a good rotation. We get fights, and some of the fighters are in a rotation. You know, with the heavyweights, doing this turkey era. But for the most part, if we could get them on a rotation where we can start seeing them a little better, oh, that would be so pleasing. That'll help move them up out of the 60s, and maybe they could scratch at the bottom of the 50s. You know what I'm saying? They might be like a 59 and a half.
Yeah. Rod X the champ said, I'm surprised at how many people in the boxing game are picking Crawford. I ain't too surprised. I mean, the last time we saw Crawford, he looked spectacular. I don't like the year layoff going into the fight. That's my one hang up. But we saw Crawford look spectacular it's been like a year since I'm thinking about Spence, my bad.
Yeah.
He looked spectacular in that fight. A lot of people got negative things to say about him in the Magic Ball fight. But still, though, going into the Canelo fight, he'll be coming off a year layoff, and I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we see Canelo slowing down. Canelo ain't stopping nobody. Everybody going the distance. I think we said last time or the time before, who the last person that Canelo stopped. It's been a while. Like, he is not getting knockouts out there. Everybody going the distance. So I think that's probably the main reason. But I even saw the goddamn advanced AI picking Crawford to win the fight. I think by split decision. The AI said that it was going to start off tactical and Crawford was going to outbox him early. Then Canelo going to fall behind a few rounds and he going to go on a rampage and try to get to the body and impose his will. But Crawford going to be able to withstand it. And then when they come down the final stretch, Crawford going to turn it up on him again when Canelo start decreasing in energy and he going to pull out a close victory by split decision. And I know it sounds crazy, but that shit actually been fairly accurate. Whenever I read them reports about the advanced AI, that should be winning a lot. That should be right.
I'm sitting here listening to you speaking about the AI, and I'm like, where the hell did you get this information from? Where you getting it from?
They post it on Boxing Scene every now and then.
For real?
Like they have predictions. Like, they got AI on Google, but it's not as powerful as the advanced AI that they use to predict the fights. Like, if you go on Google and say who gonna win out this fight, they're gonna say, oh no, but here go a breakdown of the two fighters. But they got that advanced AI to where it's making predictions and shit. And it's been pretty good. Yeah, Boxing Scene a good source, man. I saw that they overturned the Navarrete fight and made it a no contest. I haven't checked on BoxRec, but I saw an article on Boxing Scene that said that they overturned that shit. So basically, we got fucked out our money. I've been mad as hell about that shit too, man. Cause we were supposed to win that fight by knockout. He cut that boy and got it, and it was supposed to be a victory for us. And they ruled it by a headbutt. Went to the cards, gave the fight to Navarrete. Now they done turned it into a no contest and fucked us out of money. That was like plus 350. So that was a hell of a win.
You just don't know.
They talking about having a rematch though.
Won't be
We'll see what happened with that shit.
Won't be the same. I don't know. I don't see why you. I was hoping that he put something up to let me know why he was surprised at how many people in the boxing game are going with Crawford. When you think about it, you've seen Crawford. We all seen Crawford. We pretty much know what he about. We know he a GM rat. We know he got knowledge of the game. We know he got a good corner. He pretty much living a straight life as you would want to expect from a boxer, unless he was single and then you would just straight him to be all GM all the time. But you see the dude fight. You see he got the dog in him. He got the heart, intelligence, or ring generalship, however you want to put it. He don't use a lot of wasted movement in the ring. He can take a punch. Yes, we see him get wobbled. Then he knocked him out.
He's surprised because of the weight class. The motherfucker going up to 168 to fight the man. And most of the time, we don't see people be successful in them type of situations. That's what got him surprised, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can admit I'm going against conventional wisdom with this shit. Taking Crawford to go up from 154 to 168, knock off the king of the sport. But shit, I'm gonna do it anyway. Square business.
Yeah, because this go it's how can I put it calmly? It's gonna mean something. It's a lot of arguments that I've heard that it's gonna shut those down.
Yeah. I want to see some history being made, man. And plus, I want the Mexicans to be mad, the motherfucker. All that shit they be talking. Every time they get a win, we got to go through all that bullshit. Mexico run boxing and Mexican like, hey man, I love the Mexican fighters. You know, we done studied boxing. We done boxing trivia. We done called fights, all kind of shit. I fuck with the Mexicans, but they fans are annoying. Like the Resendez win that just got me. You know, they going crazy. Mexican superiority in boxing. So I wouldn't mind seeing Crawford knock that shit off.
Man,
but, yeah, it's a big week in boxing right here, though, man. We got 25 fights, 25 lighters on my dresser. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Got to get paid.
Yeah,
that boy just shot that one in.
Yeah, we got to go do something with them Champ Ross picks this week, man. We got 25 fights. We got some big, a lot of fights to be bet on and shit. I already put one bet down. I got it on Bovada though. They ain't got it on the other shit that we own. I can't even think of the name of it. But that other website ain't got it yet. But they got some pretty decent fights, man. I'm gonna go through some of the fights because I saw that you posted the shit.
Yeah.
And we got Josh Kelly coming back, Olympian. You know what I'm saying? He coming back against this guy Flavius Bill. I haven't seen nothing about Bill. I won't be surprised if he like an Argentinian or some shit. For some reason, Josh Kelly, he fight a bunch of Argentinian fighters. Franchon Cruz is coming back against a 3.5 bad motherfucker in this Citlali Ortiz or something like that. I wish we had the Kane in the house to give us a rundown. But that's gonna be a good fight. Brandon Moore versus Stanley Wright. That's gonna be another good fight. Brandon Moore, he showed he got some skills, got an amateur background and shit. He went out there and got stopped in 5 rounds by Richie Torres, though. This Stanley Wright guy, he got an upset in this last fight. I can't remember the name of the guy he fought. He was like 11-0. He was a former football player. He played, I want to say Division I football, but he actually got into boxing and won a few accomplishments in amateur boxing. And he fought this dude, Stanley Wright, on short notice. Well, Stanley Wright was on short notice. And Stanley Wright went out there and got the upset. So he a tough motherfucker. He gonna come fight. He naturally bigger than Brandon Moore. This Stanley Wright dude, I think he weighed in at like 280 in his last fight. And yeah, this guy Brandon Moore, I think he weighed in at like 240 or something like that. So that's a tough one to pick. Then we got the Joseph Hicks guy. He got an amateur background. He going against Wendy Tucson. He'd been around the block a few times. Pretty tough guy. We're gonna see how that shit go. I don't know all these guys, man. They got a lot of people that I ain't never heard of, so I can't speak on everything. I'm just gonna give you a quick little rundown. I'm gonna speak on the ones that I done heard of. So like Fabio Wardley versus Justice Hooney. That's a very interesting one. Fabio Wardley, he is a natural. You know, they put him off in there with guys that you think might beat him, like Nathan Gorman. They put him off in there with the They put him in there with the dude that knocked out TKV a few weeks ago. I can't think of his name, from the UK. He beat him. He fought against the Olympic bronze medalist from the UK. They fought a draw the first time. Then the second time, he stopped him in the first round. So he just a straight up natural, but he going against a 4.5 in Justice Hooney, undefeated young guy. I saw him get hurt one time. I can't remember who he fought. He fought a southpaw. The southpaw hurt him. So he showed a little vulnerability. But yeah, Fabio Wardley, he a pretty significant favorite in the fight and shit. So we're gonna see how that go. We got Pierce O'Leary. He fighting against Liam Dillon. That's gonna be a decent one because Dillon's so tough. He a big head motherfucker. He got one of them Pitbull Cruz looking heads now. And then just an old big, strong football helmet head wearing motherfucker. And he can take some shots. He can take shots to the body. I just seen him in there with some tough men that was putting some hard shots on this motherfucking, and he hang around. He stay in there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one right there. We got Callum Simpson coming back. He one of the regional type of guys from the UK. He fighting this Ivan Zucco dude. I done heard of him before, but I don't know nothing about him, so I'm gonna have to go check him out. I got my second favorite female fighter. She fighting this weekend, Beatrice Ferreira. I don't know nothing about her opponent, but I'm gonna go on a limb and say she probably gonna get her ass beat fucking with Beatrice Ferreira. I'm talking about that is the most violent woman in all of boxing. No doubt about it. I love Clarissa. She's my favorite. She's in a league of her own. But when it comes to straight up violence in the boxing ring, Beatrice Ferreira is in a league of her own when it comes to the women.
Right.
Square business. So I'm gonna scroll down to Justin Paul, though, dude. I think that's the motherfucker that went out there and whooped the foe that come from Tajikistan. The dude that went out there, I think Josh, not Josh, what the fuck is that dude name, man? It's a southpaw, Rocketmouth. I think that's the one that beat Rocketmouth on Pro Box TV. And he coming back against Juan Carlos Burgos. If that's the dude I'm thinking about, he pretty tough. So then we got Michael Angeletti coming back. He one of the best kept secrets in boxing, in my opinion. Young up and coming prospect, 3.5 on the scale, going against this Eros Correa. I'm gonna go on the limb and say he probably one of them tough Argentinian fighters. So we're gonna see how this shit go. Eric Bonet is coming back. He gave Sean Porter a real tough fight back in the day, but he had leg problems. He would put hands on Sean Porter, but his leg was fucking up in the fight. You know what I'm saying? But he isn't. He appears to be a step up opponent for this Emiliano Moreno. I don't know nothing about him. I'm gonna have to go check out his amateur background and all that kind of shit. But it's interesting to see Eric Bonet back in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Keyshawn is fighting against Edwin De Los Santos this week. Yeah, that could be tricky. I mean, I'm pretty sure he want to go out there and show a better fight than Shakur. But De Los Santos, yeah, he punk. Yeah, he ain't no punk. He's southpaw. He hit hard. He done been in the ring with some tough guys. He got some stand power. He got a pretty good chin, but he ain't been active though. So I think that's the big thing for Keyshawn in this fight. Yeah, the dude ain't active.
Deep water and drowned it.
Yeah, so then we got Abdullah Mason. He going against Jeremiah Nakatila. Motherfuckers been knocking Nakatila out. So that should be a good fight for him. And then Tiger Johnson, he fighting against Janison Boca Chica. That's a very interesting one right there, because Boca Chica, like, that's the dude that had dropped Brian Norman when they fought. I think they ruled it a no contest because of headbutts. But I think he a live dog. I like Delonte Johnson. He a 5 on my pedigree scale. He won gold at the AIBA World Championships. But is Janison Boca Chica just a strong-willed type of guy? Like, he physically strong, but inside his head, he think he as good as everybody. Like, you ain't about to show him no gold medals, and he be like, oh, yeah, that motherfucker think he good as everybody. So he's not about to come lay down and kiss no ring. That motherfucker about to come fight. So we gonna see what's up with Tiger, man, because I just seen Tiger have some pretty tough fights. And they go the distance, or I mean, it'd be split decisions. And it be guys that you think he just gonna blow out, but they split decisions. So let's see, man. This is like a step-up fight for Tiger Johnson going against Boca Chica. We got Troy Isley coming back. I think I just seen this Atunde William dude or something like that. I think he come from like one of them African countries or something. I might be thinking about somebody else. Maybe come from France or some shit like that. It looked like more like a stay busy type fight for Troy Osley, but I'm gonna have to look into it a little bit more so I can know for sure. So then we got Kelvin Davis, the brother of Keyshawn Davis, going against Nahir Albright. That's a regional type guy. He a 3 on the pedigree scale. He might be a 2.5. No, he a 3. Hold on, let me think. He might be a 2 actually. I think he a regional guy. But he can fight though. He done been around the block a few times and he done beat a few people. You know what I'm saying? So this is a step up for Kelvin Davis. I'm very interested to see how this shit gonna go. So then we go into the Japanese fights. We got Junto Nakatani up in that motherfucker. He a special one. He one of them guys that can knock you out from the first round to the 12th round. He had one of the most devastating knockouts of the year. I want to say last year when he knocked out one of them Maloney brothers. Hit that motherfucker with a looping left hand in the 12th round. Looked like he killed the dude. I was sick too because I had the fight going the distance because I got a lot of respect for the Maloney brothers. They real tough. So I was like, man, I think he could be one of the few ones to go the distance. Man, motherfucker went out there and took that left hand and looked like he was paralyzed in that bitch. So he coming back. He going against an undefeated guy. I don't know nothing about his opponent. I'm gonna have to do my research. So then this is one of the ones I'm very interested in. I guess maybe I feel a little bit, it feel personal. But Tenshin Nasukawa, he going against Victor Santillan. Now, Victor Santillan is one of my favorite fighters that most people ain't never heard of because he the one bets for us. Every single time he be an underdog, they be having him like a 5-1 underdog and shit. And we be betting on the motherfucking he be winning. See, but his last fight, well, the fight before last, he went to Japan. He fought a dude named Sho Ishida. And he got robbed over there. 2 of the judges had it 116 to 112 for Ishida. And the other judge had it 118 to 110 for Santillan. Now think about that discrepancy. One judge got it 118 to 110 for Santillan. The other judges with their pre-filled scorecards got it 116 to 112 for Nishida, or whatever the fuck his name was. So they robbed my guy, man. That man should have won that fight. As a matter of fact, if you go on Google, you can look up Sho Ishida versus Victor Santillan boxing scene, and they gonna pull up an article that's gonna tell you about how the fight went. And the man got robbed. He won the fight like 10-2, and they robbed the man. So he 14-1, but he should be undefeated. He won bronze at the Central American and Caribbean Games. That's why I like him so much. You know me with the amateur backgrounds and shit.
Right.
Very skilled fighter. He a southpaw, good fighter. So he's going against Nasukawa, one of the darlings of the country. Former kickboxer, ain't got the deep amateur background. We got southpaw versus southpaw, and a lot of the time, the guy that's taller with the longer reach in southpaw versus southpaw, they'll have a major advantage. You know what I'm saying? So Victor Santillan has that advantage, but he fighting in Japan. And I know that we think about Japan as being like a very honorable, honest type of place, but they do fuck over some people every now and then. And Santillan done been through that before. They got Nasukawa as a big favorite, -900. They got Santillan at +500. I want to bet on my guy bad. But he is coming off a year layoff, and he fighting in Japan. So I might have to just watch from the sideline. I do want to bet like a motherfucker do. I might change my mind and just drop me a bet anyway, just for the hell of it. So then the last one, we got Jao Opetaia. He back in the ring. He going against Claudio Squayo or something like that. I don't know nothing about him. But we know about Jao Opetaia. That motherfucker stopping people. Every time I bet on this fight to go the distance, I lose every time. I still can't believe he stopped that big old white dude from the UK. This man done fought at heavyweight against Joseph Parker and different people. He tough as hell. But he went out there and got stopped in 6 rounds by Opetaia. Because Opetaia was going to the body with the looping left hand. Just crushing him to the body. Stop the guy. But Opetaia, bad motherfucker though, man. So it's good to see him back in the ring. He's staying busy. But yeah, that's pretty much the rundown for the fights this week. The fighters that I know anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right. How many fights is it again?
25 fights. 25
Man,
lighters.
25 on the
25
dresser.
lighters.
Yes, sir. I got to get paid.
Yeah. This a
25
week right
lighters
here.
on my dresser. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
this a week right here that you can get some ground on the competition. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
We're gonna see how it goes.
That's right. Man, you got me sitting thinking about it. Man, you just got my head going into old school H-Town stuff right there.
Yeah.
Boy,
Hey, we really could have had about 40 fights. But it, there was too many goddamn fights. So Chan Ross cut it down, but he can't cut it down too much because he's gonna have a motherfucker like me complaining and crying. Like, man, why you gotta cut off all the goddamn fights? So he'll come with 2025 to satisfy his boy Trey X every now and then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Damn, it's taking these people so long. My damn money at? Oh, excuse me. I'm trying to figure out some things around here. Stuff is going too slow. I'm seeing pending, but it ain't opening up. I need it to. I want stuff to do. Hyphy said, once the boxing talk is finished, can we get some NBA final predictions, please?
Man,
Sure,
I've been
we
on
can.
OKC this whole time. I'm really upset that I'm saying this right now, but I didn't say it like on the live stream. I think I might have said it on the live stream a while back or something. But I have been real big on OKC. Like when I look at the four major categories: effective field goal percentage, offensive rebound rate, free throw rate, and turnover rate, they just so much superior than all the other teams, bro. It ain't even close. This right here is basically the number 1 team versus the number 10 team. I think it's gonna be either a sweep or a gentleman's sweep. Now, the one thing I do like about Indiana is that they can run. I don't know who their strength and conditioning coach is, but that motherfucker must be David Goggins, because them motherfuckers can run and run and run. So that's the advantage that I think they have, but it's the only one. I just think it's gonna be a demolishment. If it's not a sweep, it's gonna be a gentleman's sweep. I'm really mad at myself that we ain't been betting on them games, because I've been all over that shit. All over it. Hell, I even called the way the Minnesota series was gonna go with OKC. I had it a sweep though. I'm gonna be honest with you. It ended up being the gentleman's sweep, but hell, I was close. You know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers,
Yeah.
they on a different level. This is the way I think the series gonna go. OKC gonna beat the brakes off of them at home. They're gonna beat them by like 15. Then they gonna go back to Indiana, and Indiana gonna show something, because they got some home pride. They gonna show something. And then they out of there. The next game, OKC gonna adjust and they gonna beat them in a close one. Then the last game, OKC gonna beat the brakes off of them and it's gonna go 5. That's my prediction.
And this is to get to the finals, or this is the finals?
This is the finals. It starts Thursday.
Whoa. OKC are in the finals.
Yeah.
And this is without Durant or the Beard or
Westbrook.
Westbrook. Who would have thought that? All their stars departed, and then these boys, a few years removed, they are in the finals. Wow.
Yeah, they went 68-14 this year. At home, they are, I want to say they plus 15 at home. That's their average margin of victory. And on the road, they plus 7.5. So that's why they got some vulnerability on going on the road. Like if I know you ain't been watching, but like they was real dominant at home against Minnesota. Then they went to Minnesota and got blew out in that first game. They lost by like 40 because they got that big discrepancy in the home road dichotomy. But they was able to make an adjustment and win in the rematch in game 4, 128-126. And then they went back to OKC and beat the brakes off of them to get them up out of there. They are a very good team, bro. They got offense and defense. And they ain't shooting a bunch of threes. SGA is able to score in the mid-range and get to the line. They got some people that can shoot threes when they need them. They got lockdown defenders. They can protect the paint. Man, they got it all, bro. They are a evenly balanced team. I love this team, bro. And they gonna take it. They gonna win it all.
A complete team.
Yeah.
You usually get a complete team. Is anybody on there just dominant? Do they have that player too?
Yeah, they got the MVP. They got SGA, the MVP. Then they got this Williams guy with the long hair. He is a hell of a sidekick. That motherfucker can hoop. They got defensive specialists. They got the Caruso guy. That motherfucker was guarding Jokic in the last round. He a fucking guard. He was a guard defending against a center. Like they got some killers over there, bro. I'm telling you.
But Rod X said OKC Sam Presti is one of the top GMs in the NBA.
And this is his time where he gonna get his shine because he done put together some awesome teams. And now this is his time where he get to be a champion behind it. So yeah, it's long overdue, and it's about to come through for real. And then look, they a team. Like when they do the post game interview, it don't just be SGA, it be the whole team down there, a big group of them doing the interview together. It ain't one man above another man. They kind of remind me of the Eagles because the Eagles had that brotherhood. And I see the brotherhood with them, bro. They play for each other. They not playing for individual accolades. I love this team. Like
if Sam is smart and worth his salt, and he can keep them together and satisfy contracts, do you see them being a dynasty?
Yeah, I can see it because they not relying on threes. Like a lot of people thought it was foregone that Boston was going to win another one. But I just never like the teams that shoot a lot of threes unless you Golden State. Because I understand the power of the three because it affects the effective field goal percentage so much. But you can shoot yourself out the game. This team don't rely on that, bro. They get to the line. They can score in the mid-range. They bringing back that, like SGA remind me of Jordan and Kobe type players. Like he ain't just shooting threes. He getting to his spots and shit. He getting to the cup. You know what I'm saying? Like he's scoring in the paint. He's scoring like
he's dangerous everywhere.
Yeah, he effective and he efficient. And then at the same time, he gonna get his shots up. If he's struggling, the team still gonna give him the ball. They gonna find him and give him the ball. Make him get a rhythm because they believe in him so much. I just love what they doing, bro.
Sound like they hooping pretty good. How he said Trey X. Lots of people saying Ant Edwards can only beat older players, not younger players. Your thoughts?
I mean, that's what it's looking like so far. You know, he beating people like LeBron and all that type of shit. I think he's just a young guy and he's still learning and growing. I think Jordan was 27 when he won his first championship. Anthony Edwards is 23. So I'm like, just get a man some time and let him learn and grow. Because even OKC, as much as I like them, they had to learn. Like they went against Minnesota, not Minnesota, but Denver, and got some resistance. Because those are former champions. You know, Jokic and the shooting guard, I can't think of his name. They some champions over there. And they taught OKC how to win them close, grimy games. It was a learning experience. They got booted out the playoffs last year. This year they learned how to win them close games. And I think that made them a complete team. So just give Edwards some time to learn and grow. But at the same time, though, if he gonna rely on the three, it might not work out for him. I think he needs to be a little bit more like SGA. Don't just rely on the three. Let's get to the free throw line. Let's attack. Let's get the other team in foul trouble. And I think that'll make him a better player.
I was under the impression that he was one of those players that went to the cup if he needed to. If the three wasn't hot, you step in a few feet, test out the mid game, and go into the hole dunking on people. That's the impression that I thought Anthony Edwards was from the few things that I have watched in the NBA has just been going through.
Yeah, but he done fell in love with the three. Like he had a real good season shooting threes, and he done fell in love with that shit. And also, I saw Jeff Teague. It might be an organizational thing, because I saw Jeff Teague. He did an interview and he talked about how he was with Minnesota and he had a real good game. He said he had like 17 points at halftime, but he was shooting floaters in the lane. And his team accused him of being selfish and not buying in because he was shooting floaters in the lane instead of shooting threes. So they might be putting that same type of pressure on Edwards. They want him to shoot the three. And if they doing that, I think he might be being sabotaged a little bit with that thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a way bigger fan of attacking and getting to the line to get your three. Get an and one and get the
Right,
other team in
right.
foul trouble.
In the coaching aspect, in my opinion, I would not take away my potentially best player of the teams. I would not take away his strengths, and I believe that Anthony Edwards is one of those guys that is more well adapted to going to the hole and getting the defense to collapse. He'll kick it out. I believe that he can shoot, but I don't think that he should linger out there and settle for threes all the time. Because one, I know from high school, and I know this sounds crazy, but we were shooting the threes heavily in high school and in college. One thing I know for sure, if you're gonna live by it, you're gonna die by it. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you could shoot yourself out of a game. You could be down by a couple of points, and y'all just have an off night, and next thing you know, you down by double figures.
Yeah, see, that's the lingering effects of the Golden State era, though. You know, they changed the game with the effective field goal percentage being so high because they making so many threes. They shooting so many and they making so many. See, but the league is like a copycat league. That's how professional sports are. So everybody copycatted that. Well, now we have something different. We have a team that's not shooting so many threes. We have a team that's scoring in the mid-range, that's getting to the cup, and they in the finals. So other teams gonna want to copycat that too. And I believe that the pendulum is about to swing the other way a little bit. They're going to get away from shooting so many threes with the analytics and all that bullshit, and they're going to get back to basketball because that's what's winning this year. So that's another reason why I'm rooting for this team so much. Let's get back to some real creative basketball instead of everybody just want to space the floor and find an open three-point shooter. Fuck that. Let's get back to basketball.
Check the hold up. Oh, hold on. Hey, hold on. Give me a second.
All right. Rod S. Champ said the only thing Presty missing is a ring for sure. Hyphy said Jalen Williams said he better than Edwards and Halliburton. Shit, the way that motherfucker hooping, I don't know if I can disagree with him too much, man. He definitely in that class. Maybe not Edwards. I don't know, man. I don't know. That guy can really hoop, though. I like Jalen Williams. He can really hoop. I definitely would take him over Halliburton. Rod S. Champ said, I think OKC is going to win, but I'm low-key rooting for the Pacers. I mean, I like a good underdog story too, bro. But I just want to I want the team that's getting to the line and that's scoring in the mid-range and getting to the cup. I want them to win because I want the other teams to see that and copycat that and get away from shooting threes. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I like the Pacers though, man. I like how they run the flow and put that pressure on you. They make you run so much that when you get to the fourth quarter, you tired as a motherfucker out there. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing is, OKC, they got young, fresh legs, and they can run too.
I just never liked the Pacers. I don't care how good they could be. I'm from Indiana, and I never liked the Pacers. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
So
you know me, I don't really get off into who I like and shit. I'm just all about the numbers and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Right at the jump said
playoffs start Thursday.
Yeah, they start the finals start Thursday. Right at the jump said that Ant kind of lets the defense off the hook shooting all them threes. He do. You know, you can't get in these big games. You only got 13 shot attempts and all that type of shit too. 5 or 13 and all that. You ain't even looking at the basket. I understand you get double teamed and all that kind of stuff, but you gotta stay aggressive though, in my opinion, bro. You know what I'm saying? Keep attacking. I just don't like that passive mentality to sit back and shoot threes. That's why, like I just said, I don't get into who I like and don't like that much, but I don't like Karl-Anthony Towns. That's one of the players I get angry when I see him almost. Because he's a big guy. He's sitting out there shooting them threes and all that. I give him props against Indiana. He did attack a lot more and get to the paint. He was in there flexing and all that kind of shit. But when they got to that elimination game, he went back to shooting them threes again. I can't stand that passive mentality.
Right. I'm a firm believer in you pass the ball. Yes, you can pass the ball, but you're not looking for threes. One, you got to keep pressure on the defense because you need to keep them always moving in order to see where the flaw is or the weakest player is or who's dragging. That's the purpose of passing and not just lingering out there shooting threes, because you pass that ball, you stay aggressive, pushing toward the paint. You're gonna find out who not playing defense. That's where you hit the open spot, you get that money. But I agree with you. I don't like just coming down and jacking up a three and just run back the other way. I like to mix it all together. Give me a gumbo effect. If the outside ain't working, go to the mid and the paint. If the mid ain't working, go to the paint, make them foul. You get the and one. You got bigs, they make them be bigs. Sure, they can shoot the three, but don't have them out there just hanging around. Who the heck rebounded? Don't nobody have pride in rebounding? Nobody? Don't somebody want to be the rebounding king out there? Do they have that kind of player? I know I would love to be the rebound king, but that's just me.
Yeah. Rod X said at the beginning of the season, the NBA players voted Halliburton the most overrated player in the league. Now he's one of the last men standing. I think that was mainly because of the Olympics. I don't think he got a lot of playing time in the Olympics. He was on the bench a lot, and people criticize him for that. But yeah, I am happy to see Halliburton. In my opinion, SGA been the best in the playoffs, but at the same time, Halliburton has been the most memorable in the playoffs. Like when he closed out Giannis, he took Giannis to the cup. That was a memorable moment. When he had hit that last three and sent the game into overtime against the Knicks, that was a memorable moment. That motherfucker went 30, 15, and 12 for a triple-double without no turnovers, 0 turnovers. That was a memorable moment. So he definitely took some strides in his playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, he a player. And I like that they let his pops start coming back to the games. That's the game he went 30, 15, and 12 with 0 turnovers. His pops came back. So, wow. I think they're going to win one at home. I'm going to give them one. But I just think that the OKC is just too complete of a team. You know what I'm saying?
Man. You say, he is basketball. Angel Reese said she the rebound king. You know what I mean, though, Hype. I'm talking about out there with the boys. Who wants to be the guy that's known when you on the court, when he's on the court, you stand a chance to get at least 2 shots off of one possession, at least. You know what I mean?
See, that might get you in trouble against the Pacers, though. Yeah, if you're trying to offensive rebound against the Pacers, that'll get you fucked up. Because
I'm talking defense too, because you got to defensively rebound so you could take away their extra chances.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like a team like the Pacers, they kind of turn that on his head a little bit, because I love offensive rebounds. That's one of the pillars of victory in basketball, the offensive rebound rate. But if you try to offensive rebound against them and them niggas take off like a track meet, you got goddamn Justin Gatlin on one side, and on the other side you got Usain Bolt, and they running for the basket. Nigga, you better get back on defense when them niggas shoot that ball. You can, I mean, when y'all shoot the ball, you got to get back on D, because them niggas going on that fast break and they running fast. Siakam, he gonna catch that motherfucker like Randy Moss, and he gonna go with a Euro step and lay that bitch in. I'm talking about, you just missed the shot. These folks that made they layup in 3 seconds. That's the kind of shit they doing. 3-4 seconds, they already down the floor and them scored on you again. So you really can't offensively rebound against them. As a matter of fact, Udonis Haslem talked about this. He said, if you try to offensive rebound against the Pacers, you are being a selfish player that's playing for stats, because you know how they run. You're going to have to get back on defense and transition, because them niggas are running fast. And Halliburton getting that bitch out there too. I'm talking about long pass. Halliburton put them bitches on the money. Them niggas take 2 steps, boop, boop, lay that bitch in. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's where you, man, I do feel you. I would love to just sit down with a complete team and be like, this is how you break that. Because I remember days when cats would take off running. But even if it's just one motherfucker that's rebounding, if it's just one, your beast of a rebounder, I don't care what nobody say, he don't stop trying to rebound. If you don't get it, you take off. Because while you rebounding, in order for them to get the fast break, somebody got to be rebounding for them, so they got to run too. So that means your guards is the ones who really have to get on their ass and get down court. And your forwards, after that ball come down and touch hands, they standing there looking. That's how Halliburton is making long passes, getting behind them, because the team ain't playing like they supposed to. Because somebody going to rebound the ball. That's how you going to start a fast break. That's how you going to stop the fast break. So him saying that, that's hogwash. They need the ball. Get your guards. When the ball go up, y'all know they run, then you supposed to already be backpedaling, keeping your eye on them. You ain't supposed to be standing there watching to see if it's going in or not. That ain't got nothing to do with you when you playing a team like that.
See, this is the thing.
That's in different spots.
That's good early, bro, but they keep that pressure on you for the whole game. That's why I said I don't know who their strength and conditioning coach is. That motherfucker need a raise. They are one of the best. They are one of the best conditioned teams that I done ever seen before. And they're young. They can just run and run and run. Like, you will stick with them early. You can run with them, but bro, as the game goes on, and they just keep on running, them niggas start cracking.
I feel you. If they have run at you like that,
fatigue makes cowards of us all, huh? And once the niggas get fatigued, they niggas in trouble.
Do they use their whole bench?
They a deep team. That's why I thought they was gonna beat New York. They had New York favored to win the series, and I'm like, I don't know, because the Pacers beat them last year, and plus they so deep. Like they play so many players, but they play like 10, 11 motherfuckers, maybe even 12. In New York, they only play like 7, 8 people. So I'm like, man, I don't know about that, man. But I ended up being right. I didn't expect the series to go the way it did, though. You know, because New York Knicks would get up, and then the Pacers come back on them. And then they had a game where the Pacers got up and the Knicks came back on them. So it was kind of hard to predict the games, how they was going to go. But the overall winner of the series, I always thought it was going to be Indiana.
Okay. Yeah, you got me thinking about basketball on the point, because I just can't believe a baller would say that. If you rebounding, you being selfish, because I'm looking at, I don't see it selfish. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to get the team another shot. But if it goes wrong, my backup, y'all supposed to have my back, because y'all already supposed to be headed down that way. Yes, it's my job to hustle down after it's all over with when I don't get that rebound. But it's as many dudes down here rebounding that it is me. For those of y'all that ain't going after the ball, y'all supposed to be already on the way down the court, because y'all know that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? You're not running with them. You're getting yourself preset. When that ball go up, win, lose, or draw, you had confidence you're going to make it. You already supposed to be heading down the other way, because you know they finna shoot out. Now, if you already down there waiting for them when they start shooting out, now they got to bag up a little bit. Now they got to put their skills to it, pass the ball around, and do some other stuff. That's how you stop that. But you got to have a team that's locked in and willing to do it. Or they'll give you an excuse like you being selfish, trying to get the ball to help the team get another shot. Because if you get the rebound, you can always come back to the ball. But if you don't get the rebound, you've already put yourself in position to at least put up a fight. And you're not extending as much hustle energy as one might think you need to.
Yeah, that shit sound good, bro, but this team is not conventional. Like, you just have to watch the game. Like, you speaking, but you ain't been watching them. Them motherfuckers are running and running and running fast. So that's why he said most of the time he would agree with you. But against this team, this particular team, we ain't seen nothing like that before. They're a fucking relay team. We ain't seen nobody running like these cats, and they young. I think they average 26 years old on the team, or some shit like that. Like, them niggas are running. So that's what he talking about, man. If you don't get that offensive rebound, your team they on some 5-on-4 shit, and they got the advantage. So he's saying, man, hey, when y'all miss, get back on D, man. Get in transition. Because, man, I'm telling you, man, it's been so many times I've seen people running behind the defense like they running a fly route in football or something, catch the ball and lay it right in. And then they come back and do it again and do it again and do it again. Like, bro, it's crazy. You just have to watch that shit.
I feel well, shoot. I can catch some games. Oh shoot, I get off at 10 Thursday.
They took that shit all the way to the finals. Like, man, that's some wild shit. Rod X say New York fired their coach today. Yeah, I thought that was I was in the middle because I thought he could have did a better job playing his bench. But I just always liked Thibodeau as a coach. You know, I liked him when he was with Chicago and shit, man. He had a tough-nosed team. You know what I'm saying? Derrick Rose, Taj Gibson, Joakim Noah, and all the motherfuckers, man. They was just tough, man. That was an offensive rebounding team right there. That's what kept them in them games. They had a good bench and shit. I remember one time I bet on the Miami Heat. And going into the game, Derrick Rose, he was out with an injury. So I said, oh, yeah, I know I got this. It was in Chicago, nigga. I'm over there rubbing my hand like I'm Birdman in this motherfucker. I know that's easy money. That's money in the bank, shorty, what you drink. And then CJ McCollum, it was George Lucas III and CJ McCollum or something like that. They came off the bench and shot the air out the ball. I'm talking about they were playing defense and them niggas were shooting them threes. They ran the Heat out the gym. And fuck my money off. But Tom Thibodeau was coaching them boys, though, man. He had the X's and O's working on them boys. So I always like Tom Thibodeau. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, he get him another job somewhere, man, and do his thing. Because he's definitely one of them tough coaches. But he one of them coaches that can wear thin on you after a while, like Jim Harbaugh, because he going to run you into the ground. So that's why I say I was kind of in the middle. Like, I can understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, I do recognize him as a good coach.
So I'm going off what your conversation was. You said that you know he didn't play his bench in certain times.
My bad. That was C.J. Watson. It was John Lucas III and C.J. Watson.
Okay. So you could actually see throughout the game. You like, damn, why he not using his bench? It was like a glaring flaw.
Yeah, that's just his philosophy, man. He don't go deep into the bench, man. He had like an 8-man rotation, and that's what he stick with. And his team, they average a lot of minutes in the regular season. They average a lot of minutes in the playoffs, and them boys just look tired coming down the stretch, man. They done got wore thin. And sometimes he would do some stupid shit. Like it was one game that they won against the Pacers. I want to say it might have been Game 5. But Karl Anthony Towns had it working. He was driving the lane. He was being aggressive. He was flexing on them niggas. And they was up by 15. Then he bring Brunson back in the game. And the lead went from 15 to 11. I think if they would have left him on the bench and let him get some rest, because he needs some rest, they play him to death. Let Towns keep cooking. And I think the lead could have went from 15 to 19 instead of going from 15 to 11. Now, they still won the game, but I just thought that was a bad fucking timing to bring Brunson back in that game. This man, Karl Anthony Towns, he cooking right now. He dominating. He being aggressive. He getting to the line. He getting to the cup. Why disrupt that with a man that needs the ball in his hands? So it's little stuff like that make me like, okay, I can understand why you fired him.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that for sure. You sabotage the game by taking out a hot man to put in a cold one. I do. Well,
he didn't take him out. He didn't take him out, but he put Brunson in the game though, and I just didn't think that was smart.
If you're gonna put Brunson in the game, make Brunson understand. Look, he hot right now. Let him ride it. Get out there and play some defense and pass it to him.
Yeah, Brunson came in turning the ball over and all kind of shit. That was actually one of his worst games in the playoffs because he normally gonna give you 30, but this game he got 21. They still won the game though, but that's because Karl Anthony Towns went crazy out there. So just let the man cook, man. That's what you brought him in there for. Because they traded the motherfucker from Minnesota for Julius Randle. And Karl Anthony Towns, I don't like him, I ain't gonna lie. But I do have a little bit more respect for him because he played with a hurt knee and all this kind of shit. He showed some toughness. I just don't like when he shoot them threes at the top of the key. But in this particular game, he had it working. He was aggressive. I think he went for 30 or something on the nigga.
Huh. Yeah, but when they play like that, you rarely get to see that breakout. Yeah, and I feel you looking at all this humanity, and he at the 3-point line where you could use that size, that weight, get a lot of easy baskets in the paint. But you out there taking a much higher percentage shot of missing than right at the basket where you stand a higher percentage to make it right at the basket with your back turned. Or shit, get freaky with it. You got some skills with dribbling. You can make a quick power move or up fake, step under. All kind of stuff could go down in the paint. Had old boys jumping up and down looking crazy. But, it is what it is. But I feel you. I like to see those big boys play. At least give me 2.5 quarters of some inside play. If you're going to just shoot threes, at least give me that.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro, I've enjoyed this conversation. It's been a great one. I don't want to hold too long because my baby done called me twice. I'm going to hit her back because she out of town. She went to go see the grandgirl graduate. She just graduated from 5th grade. Oh, yeah, 5th grade because she's going to 6th grade. After that, we're going to be playing sports. I can't wait. My other granddaughter about to have a birthday on the 8th. Her mother, my son's birthday is on the 14th. No, her mother's birthday is on the 14th. My son's birthday is on the 16th.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, I got some good news in my life, man. One of my best friends just got out the feds, man. Like a week ago or some shit like that. That motherfucker was gone for 8 years. Yeah, somebody I grew up with, man. It's one of my gambling partners and shit. We about to go start playing some poker and all kind of shit. That's my boy. But yeah, appreciate you letting me get on the panel and shit, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Thank y'all for coming through, checking out my old school partner live stream, chop up some about boxing and some sports and shit like that. But I ain't gonna talk y'all to death, man. Get your Champ Ross picks in. We got 25 fights this week. Good fights this weekend. I'll fuck with y'all on the next one, man. Salute.
Salute. Man. That man said 25 lighters on the dresser. Yes, sir. I got to get paid. I would play it, but I can't. Want to get a strike. But what I am going to say is I appreciate everybody coming through, hanging out with me, talking some boxing, listening to me complain about Caleb Plant. I ain't going to even let myself go through there. Excited about Crawford and Canelo facing each other. I am riding with Crawford. Like you said, we got a lot of fights up here on the Champ Ross. So it's a lot of diving into that I got to do myself so I can get myself to looking real good. I might be trying to strike for a spot on the podium. With that being said, peace and love. We'll go ahead and drop something like we supposed to because we got to have something going. So let's keep it moving. Holla.
I don't worry about no problems, there's no problems worry me. I don't need no things on my windows every way to see. I keep moving, always keep these people in your sight. I keep moving, you never know who's wrong or who's right. I don't worry about no problems, there's no problems worry me. I don't need no things on my windows every way to see. I keep moving, always keep your eyes on the prize. I keep moving, you never know. Dead white boys, the dead ones get stacked up. When you walk into a strip club, tossing up while hoes act up. Niggas look strange, I know strange back. You got a problem, you don't really want that. That alcohol got you thinking. You walked in, don't make me just prove that. Now I'm trying to let you make it, my nigga, just let it be. But that devil off up in you, so you gon' come fuck with me. Now I'm gonna make it home and you might not let there be new scripture. If you cross the line, I can guarantee that I'll let that be hit you. I don't worry about no problems, there's no problem worry me. I don't need no things on my windows every way to see. I keep moving, always keep these people in your sight. I keep moving, you never know who's wrong or who's right. I don't worry about no problems, there's no problems worry me. I don't need no things on my windows every way to see. I keep moving, always keep your eyes on the prize. I keep moving, you never know who's truly on your side. I keep on moving like soul to soul. Penetrate your mind, let your conscience flow. Like water from the aquifer. Look within the ocular and see your dependencies. For the Hennessy, take a sip. Lyrical clip full of hollow tip. Got a mic with a firm grip when I spit. Have brothers like a mental shit.
Niggas killing me with this mother shit that you hear. Inability to stick with clarity, it's so unclear.
But I'ma need you to step your game up. Cause if not, you a trump, that's a lame duck. I'ma call you superhead cause the game sucks. Keep it moving in your lame truck. What?
There's no problem for me. I don't need no tears up on my windows. Let me read to see. I keep moving. Always keep these people in your sight. I keep moving. You never know who's wrong or who's right. Worry about no problems. There's no problem for me. I don't need no tears up on my windows. Let me read to see. I keep moving. Always keep your eyes on the prize. I keep moving. You never know who's truly on your side. Niggas killing me with this mother shit that you hear. Inability to stick with clarity, it's so unclear.
I said niggas be talking crazy, hold up, don't make them wait. I don't chase after hoes, I let them maintain. Okay, let's get that straight. Nah, back to the grill, when the niggas got beat, yes man, gon' bring your stage. By the time you realize we got a problem, then it's too late. All these different rappers claiming they as cold as me. When I open up my mouth, it's an ocean that flows from sea. I'm standing in the kitchen, my whip game is something proper. Put a call out to my brothers and tell them to bring a chopper. Let them know that it's death round here. The only way to rest is bringing death round here. Gon' drop them. That's the way I deal with enemies and niggas that's gorillas. And these bitches that be thinking that they slick to getting in me. She say that we got a mouth dry, powder got her lips wet, telling me that I should come over and straight up fix that. Nah, I ain't falling for the honey pot. Once I fall up in it, have some niggas kick the door thinking they'll swell my knot. They'll never catch me slipping and keep my head on a swivel. So I'm good where I go, If I think I got a problem, I'ma call my bros, and we gon' come and fix it. They'll never catch me slipping, keep my head on a swivel. Cause I'm good where I go, If I think I got a problem, I'ma call my bros, and we gon' come and fix that. Y'all don't really wanna see me and my brothers come cause you got a problem. You about to have your children living life without a father. Oh, now you wanna have conversation about what it was just said. Nigga jumped into the deep end, I in over his head. Y'all was warned it was death round here. So since you wanna flex, you must want death round here. No problem. When I shows up, then I shows out. Call my brothers in and they shows out. We roll in no different routes. Make sure we shut down the whole house, nigga. They'll never